Hey everyone, it's Robert from On My Turntable. Hope you're having a great day today. It's Wednesday afternoon, about 3:30 in the afternoon. It's been a snowy, rainy kind of day, kind of dark, kind of dreary, but I'm not complaining because it's my day off. um, I've been worried in the last couple of weeks that Ontario, being in the lockdown that we are, that I wouldn't be able to get out and go digging unless it's through online. But by circumstance, by chance, received an email from this great guy that sells a lot of albums and also buys albums through estate sales, that type of thing. He goes to shows. Um, I bought a lot of albums through him um, the last couple of years. He sells them out of his home. Very legit guy. Nothing fishy about it at all. But he hadn't been open all year. But yet, just a couple of days ago, received an email with some Excel spreadsheets listing all these great albums, sealed and used, but all his used stuff is great. Um, and so I picked up 5 albums today. So I emailed him, said I can over by this time, paid by e-transfer, or you can pay cash. Um, he meets you at the door. He doesn't open the door. And behind him is his van. He unlocks his van. You open up the back, and there's your albums, and away you go. So it was great. No contact. He sent me a nice email afterwards saying how great it was to see me again, and hope things were good. He's also got a list of about 3,000 CDs that he's trying to put together as well to get rid of those. So I'm interested in that type of thing. So who knows? Could be a great contact for myself. I also let Mr. Calloway know this too, Glenn Calloway, who lives just down the road about 15 minutes from here. So he's quite interested in what this gentleman has to offer as well. So I'll show you what I got. Only 5 albums, a couple of new bands to me, and one pretty famous person and his solo album. So starts off with a great band that I'm just getting to know. I've been listening to it this afternoon. It's a band called Deaf School. This is their debut album, Second Honeymoon. Large band. Like there's a ton of band members in this band. It's on Warner Brothers. Great shape. Still needs a cleaning. Still have to get some outer sleeves and inner sleeves. I ran out, and these didn't come with them. But so I got that one there. Deaf School itself, English alternative rock band, also part new wave as well. Formed in Liverpool in 1973. They were active between 73 and 78. They only recorded 3 albums, which I have. I have Second Honeymoon, as I just showed you. Don't Stop the World. Haven't listened to this one yet, but if it's anything like their debut, it's going to be good. This is on the Warner Brothers label as well. And the third album is English Boys and Working Girls. Sorry, couldn't find the album. Like there's 8 band members in this group. And again on the Warner Brothers label. That's the lead singer there, one of the lead singers anyway. Um, so the band was pretty much responsible for reviving the Liverpool music scene back in the day. Um, they just they didn't reach commercial success. They just reached the fine line of going over the top to get to commercial success. And that's maybe because a lot of factors involved as I was reading up on them. It could have been that there were so many members in the band that not every member could get his own or her own due on the album. It was hard to separate and get everyone a lead on these songs, but that kind of contributed to some of it. And the fact that they just didn't hit that commercial success, they decided to quit their label, and they went on to do bigger and better things. But these are killer albums, just listening to a little bit of snippets of each one of them. So Second Honeymoon is the debut album released in '76, as I showed you. This one here. Their second album, Don't Stop the World, released in '77, and the third album, English Boys and Working Girls, released in '78. As I said earlier, excellent band, excellent album, but they just couldn't get over the line to reach commercial success, which is a shame because so many great bands like that could have done better, were excellent at the time, great bar bands, great stage presence, but commercially just didn't hit it. So you've got Steve Allen on vocals, Bette Bright on vocals, as pictured on that classic album, Clive Langer on guitar and piano, Max Ripple on keyboards, Steve Lindsay on bass and vocals, Timothy Whitaker on drums, Ian Ritchie on sax, Aaron Sharks on vocals, and Paul Pilnick on guitar, bass, and banjo. And Max joined me for a change. Hasn't been in one of my videos for a while. So Second Honeymoon, excellent debut. Great fun, catchy tunes, so good. Don't Stop the World, another amazing release. Awesome tracks like Darn and Campali's Cafe, Taxi, and Rock Ferry, great tracks. English Boys and Working Girls, you could tell on that one they were trying to rival bands like Boomtown Rats and The Clash and Elvis Costello. And maybe this album just isn't quite on par as their previous two, but I'm happy to have it just the same. Some great tracks on that one as well, like All Queued Up, Morning After, and Thunder and Lightning. So happy to have those. Cool. I'm always looking for cool bands to discover, and Deaf School. Also found these guys, Shooting Star. This is on Virgin label, so it's green on one side, red on the other, which is kind of cool. 1981 release. Album's in great shape. So Shooting Star is an American rock band from Kansas City, formed in '78. First band to be signed by Virgin Records, and features Gary West on keyboards, guitars, and lead vocals, Van McLean on lead guitar and lead vocals, Charles Waltz on violin and vocals, Steve Thomas on drums, Ron Berlin on bass, and Bill Guffey on keyboards. The second album, this is their second album, Hang On For Your Life. I love that cover, so cool. Released in '81. Singles off it include Flesh and Blood, Breakout, Hollywood. The album stayed in charts for about 30 weeks, and they've toured with such bands like ZZ Top and Cheap Trick and Todd Rundgren and Jefferson Starship, just to name a few. And the song called Flesh and Blood features an amazing violin solo, which you don't hear on a rock band too often. You hear a lot of flute and sax, that type of thing, but you don't hear too many violins on a rock album. The album was also recorded at Randy Bachman's studio, Legend Studios, which was a cool thing to learn. I didn't know that, didn't realize that. It's an awesome rock album. From what I've heard, I was listening to it on the way to pick up the album through Spotify, and yeah, it's a great album. Really great album. And finally, the last one I picked up was this amazing album here. Mick Taylor, self-titled. Just on the Columbia label here. This is another great album. Mick Taylor, of course, an amazing guitarist in his own right. He's played with John Mayall's Blues Breakers, of course, the Rolling Stones, on Let It Bleed, Get Your Ya-Ya's Out, Sticky Fingers, Goat's Head Soup, among many other albums. An excellent guitarist, slide guitarist, also a pretty damn good singer as well. This is a critically acclaimed album. It was released in 1979. Also a rockin' album, but it's also got some later tracks on it as well. And is playing a second to none. Mixing blues and rock and slide guitar. There's a cool slide work on Slow Blues track. What's it called? There's a Slow Blues track on here. Oh, Slow Blues. That's what it's called, Slow Blues. But his, his slide work is amazing. Some great solos, awesome singing, awesome solos. I'm glad to have this in my collection. Mick Taylor. So there you have it. There's some just some pickups to satisfy my itch. This will probably be the last dig I'll have for 2020, because only a couple more days and we're into a new year. But the gentleman that I got the albums off of is putting a list together of about 3,000 CDs, and he said some of them are pretty rare. So I'm interested in that list when it comes out. Anyway, take care, guys, and enjoy the rest of the evening. Stay safe, and we'll talk to you again soon. Keep digging. Bye now.